Hello grade 7. Welcome to solving multi-step equations video. For this video, your learning objectives are solving equations with variables on both sides and solving equations by combining like terms. Okay, so let's start with solving equations with variables on both sides. So as you remember, when you say variable, it means the letter. So saying both sides is both sides of the equal symbol. So you have a variable here on the left side and a variable here at the right side. To solve equations with variables on both sides, your goal is to get the variables on one side and the constants on the other. So you're going to separate the variables from the constants. Constants are the numbers like 55. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is bring 3x to the other side, and you can do that by doing the opposite. So plus 3x, you do the opposite, which is minus 3x. And whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. So to simplify that, you will have 3x minus 3x is 0, and then 8x minus 3x is 5x. You just bring down 55 down here. And from there, you are left with one step, and then because this is 5 multiplied to x, the opposite of multiplication is division. So you divide both sides by the coefficient. In this case, it's 5. So divide both sides by 5 so that you will end up with 55 divided by 5, which will give you 11. And in this side is 5x divided by 5 will give you 1, which is 1x, and you do not have to write the number 1 for the coefficient 1. Okay, so that's our first example. Let's go to the next example. So now here you again have another example with variables on both sides. Okay, so get the variables on one side and get the constants on the other side. Okay, so but which side will you have to put them? It actually does not matter. But for this particular example, I'll give you a hint. It is better to have at least for me, it is better to have a positive variable so that I always choose the smaller one to go to the bigger one. So what I'm going to do is get rid of a. So I'll do the opposite, minus a. So I'll do that on both sides. So if we do 4a minus a, that's 1a. So 4 minus 1 will give you 3a. I bring down 5 down here. A minus a is 0, so this will just have 11. Okay, so now we're going to group the constants. Okay, so 5 will have to be eliminated. So then we will do the opposite. We're going to subtract 5 on both sides. There you go. And then if you do that, you will have just 3a. Bring that down. This will become 0. And then 11 minus 5 is 6. Once again, you're left with one step equation. This is multiplication, so we do the opposite, which is division, and use the coefficient 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, which is 1a, and then 6 divided by 3 is 2. It's just saying that 3 multiplied by what number will give you 6, and that is 2. Okay, so at this point, I would like you to pause the video. Okay, solve the given problems over here. Okay, and once you are done, then play the video again so that you will find the answer. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to reveal the answer. Remember, what I'm going to check is your process. So write the process and how you get to 3 and how you got 4 as your answer. Okay, so let's continue once again. You have another 4 numbers. Make sure that you are writing this down on your paper. I want to see the process. So pause the video and then solve all 4 problems. and in a minute I'm going to show you, or once you play the video again, I'm going to show you the solution. Okay, so if you do not get the right answer, that means that after trying, you are going to text me, email me, or have a conference with me. Okay? Okay, here you go. Answers are the following. Here, there are no solution because your answer will be strange. It's a number equal to another number, but they are not the same. So they're not equal. In 121, okay, that means that whatever value you get on the left side, it will be the same value as the right side. So all values of x are a solution. Okay? So at this point, I want you to take a break because we're going to talk about another topic. Okay, so pause the video, and then get a drink and then walk a little bit. But if you still want to keep watching, it's okay too. Okay. Okay, welcome back. Now this is the second objective. Okay, solving equations by combining like terms. In this case, okay, what you want to do is, there are two terms that are like terms, 3x and negative 4x. They both have the variable x, so that means that you can add or subtract them. So in this case, you go 3 minus 4, which will give you negative 1. Okay, so that will be negative 1x. Okay, and then you just copy 12 and then you put down 20. Okay, now do the same thing that you have done before. You wanna group constant to constant and then variable to variable. So at this point, you wanna get rid of 12 or eliminate 12 by doing the opposite. This is plus 12, so the opposite is minus 12. So you're going to subtract 12 on both sides. When you do, okay, you will cancel the opposite so that you will only get negative 1x, and 20 minus 12 is 8. Okay, and there you go. Now, we don't accept negative x, right? So to make it positive, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. So negative 1x divided by negative 1 is x. And then 8 divided by a negative 1 is negative 8. Okay, so your x now is equal to 8. Negative 8, sorry. Okay. Here are 3 more examples. Okay, so here we go. We're going to subtract this too because they're both like terms. So 11w minus 5w is 6w, and then in here, okay, you're just going to divide both sides by 6, and when you do, negative 6 divided by 6 is negative 1, and 6 divided by 6 is 1w. You do not have to write 1 in here. So w is equal to negative 1. Okay, another example. Find the like terms. Okay, so in this case, the like terms are 4p and p, which is also the same as 1p. And then you can add them both. So that will become 5p. And then just copy 10 plus 10 and you have 25. Now, same thing that we did here. Okay, we want to put constants with constants, and we do that by doing the opposite. So if it is plus 10 here, you're going minus 10 on that side and minus 10 over there. Okay, this cancels out. 10 minus 10 is 0, so you only have 5p. 25 minus 10 is 15. Okay, now that's 5 multiplied by p, and the opposite is division. So you divide by 5. Divide 5 on both sides. So 5 divided by 5 is 1p. And then 15 divided by 5 is 3. So your answer is p. P is equal to 3. Okay, another example. Again, find like terms. We have here two terms that have the variable r, so that means that they are like terms. I colored it red so you can see it clearly. So negative 8 plus 7 is actually negative 1. You don't have to write 1. It's okay not to. So that's negative r. You just copy minus 2 and then equal symbol and minus 9. Again, we want to get rid of minus 2 to isolate the variable negative r. Always use the opposite. If this is minus 2, the opposite is plus 2. So plus 2 on this left side and plus 2 to the right side of the equal symbol. Okay, this cancel each other. It becomes 0. So on the left side of the equal symbol, you only have minus r. At the right side of the equal symbol, negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. Again, we do not want to have a negative value for our variable. So to change that, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. So divide negative 1 to negative r, it will become positive r, and negative 7 divided by negative 1 is 7. Okay, so I hope that you understand what you need to do. Okay, so now on the next slide, you're going to practice. So pause this video and then solve the 5 problems. Okay, I will repeat while you are already solving. Okay, I want to see the process, and that's what I am going to check. So please write these on a piece of paper and all the things that you do, and I want to see them. Okay, welcome back. The solutions are the following. Okay, so this is x is equal to negative 3 over 10, which is a fraction. Okay. Now for the final thing that you need to do is you have to write 2 equations for each solution that you see in here. So for number 1, x is equal to negative 5, you need to write 2 equations that will give you the answer negative 5. Same with y is equal to 12, a is equal to negative 1/3, b is equal to 4/5, and c is equal to negative 27. Okay, one equation will be to show combining like terms, and one equation is variables on both sides. Okay, then write all the steps from the equation that you have written. Write all the steps as the solution so that I will see clearly that you end up with the solution that are given to you over here. So in total, you will be writing 10 equations. Okay. Once you have done everything that you did as practice, take photos and then or scan it using your phone. If you have an iPhone, you can actually go to notes and then there's a scanner there. You can choose to scan it if you want. And then it's going to be in a PDF form and you can easily upload it in ManageBac. The deadline for this activity is on Wednesday, February 12. Do not forget you are to upload this in the activity named Solving Equations Combining Like Terms. Okay. Goodbye.